Chapter 19. This ends now. The ground continued to shake. Junior was curled up, placing his arms over his head. Allie, Rhett, Shorty, Trisha, along with the loyal Sharptooth, saw a great crevice open, swallowing the enemy who dropped within. Star glowed brightly, unable to stop her power from pulsing through, unable to stop the earth shake. "We're gonna die!" "No, we're not!" Thorn bravely or stupidly charged towards Star, jumping to place his arms around her, to hold her close. "Star, it's okay, we're safe! You saved us!" Thorn called over the rumbling of earth, hearing the boulders crumble. "Star, I love you!" Suddenly, Star stopped glowing, falling limp and passing out in his arms. The earthshake halted, and all was calm once more. Thorn held Star close, watching her wake slowly, her eyes blinking several times before adjusting and focusing on him. "Thorn, did you say you love me?" He flushed and nodded. "I love you too." "You're amazing." "I'm not. I'm sorry for the destruction I've caused." "Don't be sorry, you saved us." "Thorn?" "Yeah?" She sat up and kissed him. "Not that I'm not happy for you two, but what about our parents?" Junior added breathlessly. "Yes, you kids go. Tell them Fang and Swimmer need help. We'll watch over the caverns," Allie said. "I have confidence you can handle this yourselves." They smiled and raced off, knowing they had to get to their parents before they could even think about saving Swimmer and Fang. If only they knew what lay ahead. In the skies, Immortan's flyers fought with the flyers of the Great Valley. Below, it was an intense battle. Leaf Eaters held their own against the onslaught of Immortan's allies. The loyal Sharptooth to Chomper proudly stood by the Leaf Eaters, protecting them if necessary. Mutt sprang atop Nod's back, firing off arrow after arrow, shooting down the Predator flyers. Ducky joined him. Only a few of their weapons hadn't been destroyed, a few gathering and using what they could. Littlefoot whipped his tail to strike down a Sharptooth, Sarah ramming and knocking one away from attacking Littlefoot from behind. "Where's Chomper?" "I don't know. Petrie said he and Ruby were coming." No sooner had Littlefoot spoke did a loud roar, unlike any other, sound above the clamoring. "What was that?" "I don't know." The great roar echoed, causing all to look up at the unworldly sound. Thunderous footsteps crashed anything in its path before the mighty blur leapt through the air, entering the battlefield with swiftness, sweeping through, striking down Immortan's followers in a foul strike. "Sharptooth," uttered Littlefoot, recalling the image of the mighty Alpha who killed his mother when he was a boy. "He's dead. It's Chomper." From the back of the violent being, another fought, killed any who got close, driving a spear into the chest of a featherhead Sharptooth before shooting an arrow into a flyer. Then a small dagger was driven into a fastbiter, who was pinned and screamed in agony, for the strikes weren't meant to slaughter, but to cause suffering. "And Ruby!" Littlefoot and Sarah watched Ruby tear her blade up, cutting the neck of another fastbiter. Spinning, she whipped her bow around, wrapping the string around the neck of another, forcing them to the earth, where she continued her assault, twisting and snapping their neck. Close by, Chomper grabbed and lifted a male twice his size, tossing him against a rock to break his back, letting him lay to attack another. Chomper was thrown down by a sea of many who charged him at once. A soft glow went up the tip of his tail, Chomper's eyes glowing blue before, whoosh! A great beam of blue sprang out, melting the flesh and bones of those who tried to keep him down. Blood spewed, and Chomper was soaked in the red crimson, glancing up with rage in his once gentle eyes. Again he let loose a powerful beam of light, not holding back, showing mercy to no one. Look out! Cried Guido to the others. In the air, the leaf eaters drew back, avoiding the light that killed any it touched. Petrie and Guido saw the fear of the predator flyers who weren't so lucky to escape the intense heat, being struck and screaming while their flesh melted away. The Immortant's flyers were injured and dropped. One was cut in half, others had their wings shot through. The bits of flesh and bone rained down, the several below falling back to avoid being drenched in the carnage. It was no longer an equal fight, but a bloodbath. As the bodies of the flyers fell like sky water, Sarah looked upward. This isn't defeating. This is a massacre. Sarah was shocked to see what all Chomper could do, how far he went to win. Well, if we lost Thorn, wouldn't you want revenge? Littlefoot put in, watching the pair who wanted to bring peace to all turn to such drastic measures in an instant. I never knew Chomper was so powerful. He could have ended this fight before it even started. That was before this, Sarah. The Great Valley members, along with Chomper's followers, were amazed as the pair took on the entire army for themselves. Among the crowd was Trudy, who placed a hand to her beak, never knowing her daughter could kill so many so quickly. My darling little girl! Thud placed an arm around her. Don't look. That's not who your daughter truly is. Thud's eyes were wide, watching as the bodies of their enemies piled up, the army drawing back. Retreat! Retreat! Fall back! He got out before his head was decapitated from his body by Ruby's spear. Cowards, face us! Ruby raced after those who fled. We have them on the run! Chomper stormed ahead, grabbing and breaking someone's neck, unleashing his full strength, leaping high in the air and crushing another's spine. It seemed only a few were lucky enough to escape with their lives, Chomper and Ruby leaving the Great Valley to go after them. The echoes of battle faded, the Great Valley members looking over their once lush land that was tainted with blood, with a sea of corpses that lay scattered about. Now what? Well, we start cleaning up. Littlefoot let out a sigh, seeing the Sharptooth remained. We'll go after the boss, Thud said to Trudy, who he knew would let the others know. Thank you, Thud. Vex, let's go! Right behind you! The Fastbiter and Vex pursued the couple, letting the many tend to the aftermath of war. As they went through the field of corpses, any enemy who was still alive but injured beyond saving were killed, to end their suffering. Those who were hurt were taken to a makeshift area where those who knew how to heal could tend to them. From the line of trees, Junior, Star, and Thorn came, gasping at the sight. Junior turned away and threw up, while Thorn and Star held hands, approaching his father. They were groans and moans of the injured, some dying slowly and painfully, others lingering, awaiting death to escape the intense pain done unto their bodies. A level-headed Littlefoot oversaw the efforts of the cleanup, the healing of the hurt, the needing of water and food brought to those who could not move. It may have been the end of war, but it was far from over. Dad! Son, I'm relieved you're safe. Littlefoot's head craned down to nuzzle Thorn. Where are Fang and Swimmer? The Immortant's goons took Swimmer and Fang, Thorn told his father. We need to help them. No, Ruby and Chomper will save them, bring them back. There's no need to worry. Yeah, those two could take on the world and win. Where's Claw? Littlefoot swallowed hard. Star, there was an accident. He's gone, isn't he? She rubbed her hands. I sensed something was wrong. Mother and Father, I felt their pain. I'm so sorry, Star. Thorn wrapped his arms around her. We lost a brother, a good friend. A lover, too, Junior put in. Well, what would you like us to do, leader? The three of you tend to the injured with Ducky, Petrie, and Guido. We could use all the help we can. As the three left, Littlefoot glanced toward the great wall, wondering what the pair were up to. With luck, they'd save Swimmer and Fang, for there had already been too much loss that day. In that moment all were busy, kept moving, for if any stopped, well, Littlefoot didn't want to think about that. After leaving the Great Valley, Chomper tracked Immortan's army, hoping to be led to their leader, who fled at the sight of defeat. Then they saw him, Immortan, standing on a ledge, gazing down at them. Ruby drew her bow and aimed for him, only to hold back when she saw they had Swimmer and Fang. "Kids!" "Lay down your weapons, surrender, or I will kill your daughter and her pet!" Chomper growled at Finn. "Do not tempt me! I already slaughtered your son. I won't hesitate to do the same to your heir." "What? Claw?" Fang asked as she was held by a set of Sharptooth. "Yes! Your weak brother is dead. He was easy to kill." "Let them go! It's me you want!" "You heard me! Surrender or they die!" Chomper shook his head, lifting his hands, glowing no more. "You monster! Is that supposed to be an insult?" "Despicable! Simply despicable!" Ruby removed her arrow holder, dropping her dagger, spear, and bow, leaving the trail of weapons as she stayed by Chomper's side. Once they were close, they were grabbed and bound with thick vines. "I've come too far to lose." "What will you do with us?" "I told you before, I will take over the Great Valley. I will be Alpha, and you will kneel before me." "I will not bow to the likes of you, murderer!" "Fine, then I will take something you love, force you to kneel." Finn looked at Ruby. "I lost my love, Furiosa, my mate, my family, so you will lose her as well." "No, don't touch her, Ruby!" "Silence, or your daughter will die too." Chomper shifted his body, watching with horror as Finn grabbed Ruby by the neck, lifting and holding her with ease. Going to the steep edge, he held her over, letting her dangle precariously over it. A single rock clattered over and down, vanishing from sight. "Now before I drop you, have you any last words to your love, pray?" Tears ran down Ruby's face as she looked over at Chomper. "Chomper, I want you to know I love you. The moment we met, I knew deep down that we were meant to be together. Blood of my blood, bone of my bone," Chomper finished instinctively. "I regret nothing, and would do it all over, even if I knew this would be my end. I would love you over and over again." Taking a shaky breath, she trembled and held onto Finn's fist, keeping from choking. "I will kneel, please, let her live." Chomper's jaw clenched as he got to his knees, looking up at Finn with pleading eyes. "I will accept you as my alpha, so please let her live." "Let me think." Finn smiled and released Ruby, who dropped, vanishing from sight. "No." Ruby screamed and was in a free fall. "Mother!" "Ruby!" "Ha ha ha! Now we wait for the splat!" There was a long pause, yet there was no sound to be heard. "What?" Leaning over, Finn was shocked by what he saw. For a little ways down, Ruby was floating in midair. Somehow, beyond all explanation, she was saved, being lifted upward to safety. "How?" Up and over his head she went, but not before he grabbed and held her in his arms. "You try to hurt me and I'll snap her neck!" Chomper's eyes locked with Ruby's, her finger pointed to the side. From the ground, a weapon was lifted and placed in Ruby's hands. Spinning, she drove the blade into Finn's arms. He screamed and let go, Ruby tumbling away from his slashing claws. As she lay, she clutched her side, finding a nice set of claw marks. "Now, Chomper!" Finn glanced from her to Chomper, who lifted his face up to reveal a bleeding nose, able to access his telekinesis powers once more. Impossible! You're dead. Chomper threw his head up, and Finn was hit by an invisible force, pushed backwards, teetering off the edge. Arms flailing, Finn managed to stay upright. Kill the pair! Kill them now! The Sharptooth charged at Chomper, while others prepared to strike Finn and Swimmer down. Then, all the Immortan's followers were gripped by Chomper's powers, their necks being snapped before their bodies fell. Finn was alone, gazing at Chomper, who flexed and tore the vines from his body. Wait! Stop! Don't! No place to go. Now bow to your alpha! Never! Very well, then you have forced my hand. Chomper tackled Finn, the pair slipping over the side. If I'm going down, I'm taking you with me! Finn saw his world spin, seeing his plan failed, that he was losing. No! Ruby rushed to cut Finn and Swimmer loose, the pair embracing her once freed. They hurried to the edge, Ruby seeing the pair of Sharptooth tumble against the rock, landing far below. Chomper, no! Dad! Fang peered over, seeing a cloud float upward from the pair of bodies. He's dead! We must go see for ourselves. See him for ourselves! They hurried down the great wall, Chomper laying still, taking the brunt of the hit in the tumble. A blood trail headed into the mysterious beyond, where Finn ran off, once again eluding them. Ruby grunted as she sat by Chomper, checking his pulse that was weak and slow. Then, nothing. Chomper, you won. Don't leave. You must see the peaceful world we created. Ruby placed her hands to his chest. Chomper! Chomper! He heard someone call to him, yet he couldn't answer. Once Chomper opened his eyes, he saw a place that reminded him of the mysterious island. He was home. But how? Then he saw the brush move, unsure who or what it was. Out of the green came a familiar face. Was his son, Claw. Son! Hey, Dad. Nice to see you again. But you don't look hurt. No, I'm in no pain here. In fact, I feel great, never better. It's amazing in the lands beyond, Dad. Beyond? You mean I'm dead? Not exactly. It's the between space where life and death meet in the middle. Chomper hugged Claw. I'm sorry, son. I let you down. I failed to protect you. When you needed me most, I held back. I was a coward. Dad, you did what you could. Besides, I played my part in the circle of life, and I haven't been alone. Claw turned, and within the groves were many faces Chomper knew who had passed. Kyle! Yeah, and me too, boss! Screech! Yeah, you better believe it, numbnuts. Dad, it's okay. It's great here. Endless food and water. It's a paradise. And the love, it stays. Can I come? Chomper asked, ready to leave the world of the living to be with so many he once knew and loved and watched die. Of course you can, Dad. Chomper walked closer to his Sharptooth parents till Claw stopped him. Just not yet. There's still so much to do. And Mom. Your mother? She'll get along fine without me. She has in the past. She's strong. Chomper was never ashamed to admit that. You sure? What do you mean, am I sure? Of course I'm sure. Ruby never needed me the way I needed her. Then why is she trying to bring you back? Claw gestured toward a circular portal that showed Ruby trying to revive Chomper, crying uncontrollably. Chomper, fight for us! He watched her with a soft expression. Chomper, I need you more than you could ever know. If you die, I die. And I'm not ready to leave this world, not yet. Dad, Immortan lives. You need to finish him. You know what you must do. You can't run from your duty as Alpha. It's time you take your place in the circle of life. Restore the era of peace, just as Sharptooth's mother ruled over. A time that was forgotten. The peaceful world you want. You still must keep fighting for it. I fear what will happen if I pursue him. Fear what will happen if you do not. Claw once more drew up a circular portal, glimpsing what could be. Look closely, Father. This will be their fate if you die today. A scream made Chomper's stomach jump. As he looked at the image, he saw devastation. Finn, leading a ruthless army into the Great Valley. The gang, Chomper's family, friends were killed, leaving several behind to endure Finn's vision. The once harmonious Great Valley was patrolled by Sharptooth. Some unlucky few were selected to be killed and eaten, as the rest were allowed to live and create more eggs to replace those who were killed. There was no escape but death. Death to traitors, death to the Leaf Eaters. Tears ran down Chomper's face. The weight of guilt was immense. If I go after him, I'll lose myself. And if you don't, he might strike back and end the peace you and Mother ushered in. You did it. You got Leaf Eaters and Sharptooth to stand together. You did the impossible. Now, you must continue this quest. I know you can do it. The innocent, they count on you. When did you get to be so smart? That came from Mom's side. You should know that by now, Father. It sure did. Claw chuckled as he gazed proudly at his dad. I love you, Dad. Even if we're apart, I'll always be with you. Through this journey, I will always be there, every step of the way. I love you too, son, and I'll make you proud. You already have. More tears streamed down Chomper's face. I don't want to go. I know if I don't, all will be lost. But facing the world where my son is not there, that's scarier. I can't force you to go, Dad. This must be something you choose. Yes, I choose my own fate. Quickly, Chomper rushed and hugged Claw tightly, never wanting to leave or let him go. All he could picture was the small egg he and Ruby saved, the baby that hatched, that brought even more joy to their family. He could stay, could join the many who died, live in the beautiful world beyond, leave the blood, the pain of war behind him for good. It would be so easy to give up and stay, to go into the lands beyond. And if he chose death, he hoped maybe Ruby would understand. She said she needed him, but she was wrong, could carry on. But if the vision came true, then Chomper would be selfish to stay while those he loved suffered. What to do?